Welcome back to Jtwes, guys, and it is about to rain, I believe. It's line of thunderstorms yesterday, 7 or 8 inches of rain Sunday, 2 inches of rain yesterday, and but I wanted to show you the crop. I call it peak garden season because it's about as good as it gets. The Jimmy Red has fared real well. The Jimmy Red has had a tropical storm. It's had a line of thunderstorms, and it looks like another line of thunderstorms now. So we'll see. It may rain us out for a little bit, but I think we can continue the video a little later on. But let's, I have not looked at one single ear of corn. This is a little bit of oddball. It's got a ear right here and an ear here. So let's look at one. And the thing about Jimmy Red, it's got a lot of husk on it. It's got tons of husk. Okay. Well, that's a bad ear to look at. We'll look at another one.
Look at that one.
Yeah. Man, that is pretty sweet though. Man, that's a nice fat ear. Oh yeah. She's gonna be pretty. About as pretty as it gets. That'd make good fried corn right now. A little bit of a tough chew, but the goatees will appreciate that. But yeah, lots of corn out here. Ear, ear, ear. You can see a little bit of blow right here. You can see something rode it down right here. That stalk was rode down. But hopefully we can get in here with a corn picker and pick some Jimmy Red and hopefully have a decent crop of it. Sammy says he's gonna eat this whole cob because he took it off. I told him I said, we'll eat that one too. So we'll put them right here. We'll get them when we get home. Let's look at this watermelon. A little bit of the yellow couple of stalks right here is because it holds water right there. But even at that, I mean, you can still see bunches of nice ears out there. Now I wonder what makes this stalk be just as purple as can be. Got a piece of corn on it. Here, here. So I mean, I think we're gonna do okay as long as it doesn't get laid flat. Okay. What happened here?
Too much water.
I'm perplexed. No watermelon, guys. I'm a little bit perplexed here. So we had it in a big bed. Y'all seen it. I plowed around it. So you would think it was up off of it. Is it too much water? Because that's real quicksandy right there. It's almost like quicksand. So, question is, did we drown our watermelon by plowing around it? Which I have never had that problem. But this is a little bit of an unusual year with a lot of rain in July.
No, I think it just drowned in general.
I know, but I get it out there in that low spot. I get that. But here, I don't get. This is up higher. Wow. So, don't hold nothing back on this channel. Y'all see it as I see it. Well, there may be a plant or two on this end make it through. Maybe something. We'll come back and visit it. But I kid you not, it just looks like it got drowned. And I would have never thought being up on a bed like that it would have got drowned like that. But that's the case. Thank goodness I got some at the house. I'll show it to you in a minute. The cotton, it's got got grass in it and it's real wet, and we'll look at that on another video when we try to work some of the grass out of it. It's going to rain any second now. Sammy is showing you the sunflowers that we planted at the top of the Jimmy Red field. I think they look beautiful. I'm amazed that the deer didn't smash them no harder than they did. They did eat a little bit of them, but they didn't eat, you know, obviously all of them. But I figured this is about the best, prettiest way I could show you the sunflowers. Is just drive around them here, and you can see the corn on the other side of it. It filled out. That was some of that small corn that I was worried about. And I'll just get them to keep it on there. And guys, you always hear me say Rustic Destinations. That's my buddy Sam's wedding venue right there. And we'll show what it looks like from the road here as you're going down the road. Big old field of Jimmy Red. Everybody asks me, what type of corn you got planted? Because it's so tall. All right, to the house. All right, well, it's raining, so hopefully if it stops raining, we can show you some sweet potatoes and some white okra. That is wonderful white okra. Hopefully I can show you that. But there's my giant sunflower. I planted about 2 or 3. I don't think I've showed you guys this year. I planted 2 or 3 of them, and only one came up, but that's all it takes is one. So I had to give it a little help here. It's been needing a little assistance so it don't blow over, but 2 inches yesterday, 7 inches Sunday, actually 7.5. So we'll see what happens this evening if we can get back out. Hopefully we can. If not, we'll finish up the video another way, but hopefully I'll be back in a minute and show you these sweet potatoes. The sun's out, sun's coming through the trees, the yard's nice and wet. We probably had I don't know, maybe a 1/10 or so. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, well, we had almost a 1/2 inch. Not quite. But guys, I figured out the watermelon. You think about this. The days, Sammy said switch sides. Today is, what's the day? Wednesday.
No.
Today's Thursday. And was it just past Sunday we had that rain?
Yep.
So just a few short days ago, we had 7.5 inches of rain, followed by another 2 inches last night. I don't, if we wouldn't have had that rain, would the watermelon be okay? Probably would have. The beds may have held some water because if you remember, I flipped over a lot of green grass, so it may have held some water right there. But that's just one of those deals. I mean, I don't think it's nothing nobody could have done or anything. I mean, it's just one of those deals where it ain't many times you get 7.5 inches of rain in one day. So I just think it's kind of like a terrible windstorm coming through and flattening down your corn. I mean, it is what it is there. But we do have one row of watermelon that's still fine. And hopefully it'll make us something there. So let's go look at it. So even it's still holding a little water in here, but hopefully these vines will get over this grass, and some of them maybe will come that way. Of course, that's the sunflowers down here. Leno's canned about all the tomatoes she wants to can. We've been canning some. The Hopi corn, it has actually blowed a little bit worse than the Jimmy Red. But I want to show you something here, guys. This is the Hopi, which is the blue corn, everybody calls it. Look at that pretty tassel right there. Ain't that the prettiest tassel? Just as purple as you can get. It's not as tall as corn as the Jimmy Red or the Hastings. It doesn't look like it's as tall. I'm trying to build up a little seed. Hopefully we can get 4, 5, 6 good ears out of these 2 rows right here, and just build up a little seed. plant maybe 3 rows next year, maybe 4 rows, and you know, until I get enough to, maybe we'll plant the Jimmy Red field one of these years in Hopi corn and have a big old field of Hopi. But right now, I want to try to find a place next year to do Jimmy Red and Hastings. I really hate it that I didn't raise any Hastings this year. So I kind of want to do that. I'm sorry, I'm looking because I asked Sammy earlier, did the deer, I'm going to have to, I can't believe I'm going to have to do this. So, you know, I have the electric fence around the sweet potatoes and green beans because that's just absolutely, deer will just wreck them. I've never really had a problem with deer on okra, but I may have to try to put my okra next year in with the sweet potatoes and green beans and that electric fence because the deer have discovered that they like my okra. Now, this is some okra that Danny down at Deep South Pecan Grove sent me, and it's a white okra, and it's beautiful okra. It just...
Deep South Pecan Grove?
Yeah, Deep South Pecan Grove. I said it right. Sammy's correcting me.
I've always heard
he does have that. But anyway, that's all right. It's doing great. And so what I told Leno, she's picked some off to eat. And I can't protect this. I don't have another electric fence, so I really can't protect it. So what we're going to do is probably everything that's left in here, I'm probably going to let it go to seed and build me up a little seed for next year. A little extra. Here's some in here looking beautiful. I mean, just beautiful okra. You can't get no better. Here's some big ones. And of course the deer eat this side of the plant. But, you know, we'll let some go to seed here and build up some from next year. But it's, like I said, I got all the tomatoes I want to get. It's still producing tomatoes. Sammy come and picked a bunch, and Leno did some. And the peppers did good too. Now, the deer did come along and eat some of this bell pepper plant. And eat the top out. I noticed he didn't mess with the chili pepper. Well, he did right here. He ate a little bit of that chili pepper, but he didn't eat it long. I was tempted to give the goat one, but I said, no, I better not do that. That would hurt that goat. This is a pretty tomato right here. Oh, yeah. Man, look at that, guys. Beautiful. Nice German Johnsons. I love my German Johnson tomatoes. Leno just made some, what we call chili out of them, and it was delicious. Delicious chili. We'll have to keep this one. And I gave Chili some peppers yesterday. I cut some of these up and gave, and I say chili, I'm talking about the goat. There's a couple of goats over there. I feed them a lot of my garden stuff. I feed them corn stalks and a bunch of stuff for them. But hopefully the deer won't destroy this row of okra, and I can get some seed off of it. And next year, I guess we'll have to put the okra under electric fence. And I may even, guys, I may even put this little garden under electric fence next year. I didn't really want to, because it is kind of time consuming and hard. Not hard, but time consuming to drop the fence and get the tractor in there, and you know, you don't get to mow around it like you really want to. And so that's waiting on a fall crop of Silver Queen. My plan was to plow it. We're going on vacation, so maybe by the time I get back I can. I don't want to wait too far into July. I do want to plant it in July. My plans were about July the 20th, and that's pushing it on 90 days. So we'll see. We may roll the dice, may not. I don't know if, you know, if we'll do that or not, but let's show you a jungle of sweet potatoes. Guys, I've about decided to do 2x6 pine pressure treated. 2x6 floor, just like my gooseneck. 2x6 uprights, make a good sturdy built trailer. I've about made up my mind to do 2x6s. We have to stretch this wire across this, that Sammy got up when we were mowing. And I thought about, when I get ready to do these sweet potatoes, take all this fence down, maybe let the deer eat some of the sweet potatoes. It's just I wouldn't have so much to bush hog, but I better not do that. I'm not going to plug it up yet, guys, because I got to fix a post. Now, where we got to fix a post at?
All the way back here.
I see it missing right there. Okay. Somebody knocked the post off today, mowing, which that's pretty easy to happen. I imagine I would knock one off too. And I have knocked a couple off before. All right, let's get in here on sweet potatoes. Beautiful sweet potatoes. I see a few blooms here and there. There's a bloom right there. There's some more blooms in here. I fully expect with the season we got that we're going to have tons and tons and tons of sweet potatoes. You can see out through there, you can barely make where the rows are out through there. I still kept my 2 rows of beans, even though we did all the beans we wanted to off of it. I'm hoping they'll go to seed, is what I'm hoping, to be honest with you. I've never saved green bean seeds, but I was going to try it this year. Like right here, like that bean there, this done went to seed, just needs to dry down. So hopefully they'll dry down and we can come through and get us enough for about a good quart bag full of beans, and we'll have our seed for next year, hopefully. Fig tree's nice and loaded. It's got little bunches like that everywhere. Don't think about this fig tree is they never turn purple. They always seem like they get ripe and they're still green. I don't know. I like the ones that turn purple. I'm about to forget my shovel for vacation. The whole reason why we painted the thing was for vacation. So we'll get that in there. So I like calling it peak garden season. Peak garden season meaning you're in the full harvest. You know, there's a few things, maybe like some October beans and purple peas that may or may not be ready yet. But most of our stuff we're harvesting. It's peak garden season for us. But you know, like I said, I want to try to start a fall garden with some corn. I'd like to put up a little more corn. Hopefully we can do that. And I'm sure there's other stuff we'll get into around here. If you haven't checked out the jackery video, you know, guys, I will say this. I could do some sort of sponsored video just about every video I put out. I don't, because half of the stuff I don't really believe in. But solar is something that I have been looking into, and I personally have wanted to get in. The thought of having a solar power generator like that jackery, yes, I jumped all over top of that with both feet, and I was like, yes, please send me one, because I've been seeing them. I'm a YouTube watcher myself, and you know, I've been watching Outdoors with the Morgans. He's got one and a couple of other ones. And yes, if you hadn't watched that video, I wanted to do a good job for jackery, because they asked me to, you know, they said, hey, we'll send you this if you'll do a video. And so I hope if you haven't seen that, maybe consider going back and watching it. But yeah, you know, as time tarries, the Lord lets it go on and on, people will get smarter, and these things will get, you know, better and better and better, and they're pretty good now. So, but just wanted to mention that. And I do have another little portable jackery that didn't get here in time, and so we may try to do a little short video on it one day. It's one, basically, it's kind of a portable, real portable, and but real nice. And so hopefully we can do that here pretty soon. But I got to go to the beach, and I got to fix a roof and a leak in my roof and a couple other things. But y'all have a good week. Hopefully we'll be doing Monday Night Live from the beach. Hope to see y'all there. And we'll get back and maybe plow some. Won't have no watermelon, but we're gonna have to do some weed pulling on the cotton. It's got some pigweeds in it and some grass that is, it's not on the sides of the ridge, it's all in the center. So we may have to walk through it with some hose before we cultivate it next time, try to get some of that out. And I may try to put some disc on it because I've reached a point with the rolling cultivators, and to be honest with you, I really don't want to change the angle on them because I like the angle where they're at now. And sometimes it's hard. Once you get them dialed in, it's hard to dial them back out. But so I may change and put something else on there. But anyway, y'all have a good week. God loves you. God bless you. We'll see you.